guys, it's Erica. So right now I'm at my friend's house because I saw that he has some aloe vera in his backyard and I asked him if I could have it. So he said, yeah, if you could dig it up, you could have it. So a great way to get some free plants is to maybe ask your friends or neighbors if you have some of their plants, because sometimes they don't even care about that plant or they don't even want it. So they might even pay you to take that plant. Right now I'm going to try and make an outdoor aloe vera plant into an indoor one. Remember you guys to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Let's go! Here are the aloe vera plants, which as you can see are very unkempt. So if I could have them, might as well grab them, right? I don't have an aloe vera plant yet and I would love to have one, so I'm just going to dig up the smallest one and pot it up. So here I am digging up the plant. I'm kind of being careful not to, damage the roots too much because I want them to be as intact as possible. And once I got the plant out of the ground, I just removed any dirt that there was left over on the root system so that I can replace it with completely new dirt. The soil that I used was Miracle-Gro cacti soil. I didn't add any amendments or anything to it because they weren't available at the time, but I think it'll do okay with just the cacti soil. Then I decided to spray down the entire plant, the pot, and just water a little bit so I could get rid of any of the dust or dirt that was on the leaves of the plant and just to settle the plant in its new pot. Okay, so it is the next day and I have brought my plant home and I think it looks great. It just needs a little extra trimming here and there. Like these dead leaves right here, I'm going to be trimming those off right now. So I have my shears, which were disinfected in alcohol, and I'm going to cut from where the leaf no longer looks healthy. So I'm going to cut right here. There we go. This leaf, I think I'm going to cut off this whole leaf because it has all this stuff under. It's going to be a little difficult to cut this leaf. Probably should have done it before I potted it. This is why I needed to cut this leaf off. And let's see what else. This leaf doesn't look good either, but it looks better from the top. So I'm just going to cut it from right below where you see all this brown. I know it doesn't look super beautiful after it's trimmed, but the wounds will heal over and the plant will go back to looking nice. I think those were all the majorly affected leaves, and this plant does have some new growth in the center, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, here's my new indoor plant. Some tips for moving outdoor plants inside. You always want to be aware of where the location that the plant you're trying to place inside is. So if it's in a spot with completely full sun exposure, that's probably not realistic to get it in the house. Although there are some outdoor plants such as a rubber tree that you can find outdoors, and if you want to take that one and place it indoors, it would be easier to take a cutting. If you cannot move the entire plant, you can always take a cutting of the plant and that could easily be rooted indoors. So now that you've chosen a plant that you know can handle being moved indoors, what you want to do is check to see if it's a healthy plant, if it's infected with pests, or if it has any disease that you might not want to bring inside your house with all your other houseplants. Because since there are no natural predators towards if there's any aphids or anything like that, whatever the plant has can spread so quickly, much quicker than it would if you just kept it outdoors. So don't forget to check for bugs or disease. Now that you have the plant you want to bring in, you've checked it, it's good, it's all healthy, it's ready to go, you can decide whether you want to actually dig up the entire plant or if you just want to take a cutting of it. Of course, if the plant's too big, you're going to have to only take a cutting. But if it's a good size to just dig it up, that could be a way to do it as well. You always want to take into account what kind of soil you're going to need to use, if you need cacti soil, if potting mix is okay, and how often you're going to need to water it, and just keep in mind those things. For the cutting, it could easily just be placed in the house in water or soil, and it should do fine. After you have potted up your plant and brought it indoors, you need to slowly climatize your plant to its new environment. So a good way to do that is maybe keep it outside in a location that is similar to where you have dug it up, and keep it there for like a week or two and slowly move it to an area with less sunlight. And once you finally are able to bring it into your house, keep it near an open window so that it has kind of the same air that it was getting as before, and it will have more light than it would if you just moved it into a room that has no airflow and it's colder or it's way too hot. Just let the plant have a similar environment as it had when it was outdoors. You want your plant to slowly adapt to being indoors rather than just taking it from being in direct sunlight, uprooting it, putting it in a pot, and then placing it into a bathroom with very little windows, because your plant will probably not survive that move. So for this plant, I'm going to keep it outside and on my eastern porch. I'm going to keep it on the outer edge of the porch so that in the mornings it will get direct sunlight for like 1 hour, and then the rest of the day it's going to have bright ambient lighting. And slowly I'm going to start moving it into my house, and I have a sliding door that I'm going to keep open and have the plant inside directly next to that window. And then I'm going to move it to an eastern exposure window and just keep it there. Taking a plant that you find outside and bringing it inside is a great way to get free plants. I found a snake plant that was just thrown out, and then I saved that so I have another snake plant. And then this plant here I saw in my friend's backyard, and I noticed that he obviously was not caring for it, so I just asked him if I could have it, and he said yeah. And all my spider plants, the first one that I ever got, I asked my grandma if I could take a cutting from her plant, and that's how I got into spider plants. And also sometimes some people don't even want that plant, like it's kind of like a weed to them, so they will maybe even pay you to take the plant out for them. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this plant turned out. I think it looks so beautiful, and I got it for free. It will of course heal over and continue to grow new leaves, and I'm really excited about it because I didn't have an aloe vera before and now I do. Well, that's it on that. If you guys have any other recommendations for bringing an outdoor plant inside, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna start posting videos now every other day, so I'll see you in 2 days. Thanks guys, bye!